Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a very cozy, comfy reading vlog. And I am 45% into Thornkiss, and this kid is spicy! I haven't had a lot of time to read lately, so I decided to dedicate some time to read, and obviously I can film it and make content from it. But I am going to be reading Caught Up by Liz Tomforty. This follows Kai and Miller. Kai is a single dad who also happens to be a baseball player. Miller happens to be his coach's daughter, and his coach tells him that he's going to hire Miller to be Kai's son's nanny. So I'm excited for that. I heard really good things about this particular book in this series, so I'm super happy. I also have two more books that I might be getting into. I have People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. This follows Poppy and Alex. They used to be best friends, but they're not best friends anymore because of something that happened 2 years ago. And they finally get to go on this vacation and talk it out or go through the motions or whatever. The third book that I might read is called Thornkiss by Cleo Evans. It is an arc. It doesn't release until the 13th, I believe, so I obviously have to get into that. But you never know. I don't know. We're just going to go with the vibes, and we're going to mood read a little bit with these three books for this week. Yeah. We're going to have fun. Once I came home, I decided to start reading Caught Up by Liz Tomforty. I am on chapter 4, so I thought that I would get a few, chapters in before the night ended. I got to chapter 9 in Caught Up, and I think I'm on chapter 7 in People We Meet on Vacation. I do have to read an arc before the 13th, I believe. So I think I'm going to read that tonight just because it's a little bit easier on my eyes at like nighttime to read. But I am going to get comfy and start reading or continue reading Caught Up by Liz Tomforty. I have an update on Caught Up by Liz Tomforty. I read to chapter 17. I'm roughly 30 to 35% into it. But I wanted to read you guys the blurb of Thornkiss because I'm about to read that before bed. It says,
after breaking up with my boyfriend, getting fired from my dream job, and escaping to a small town where no one knows me, I make 2 promises to myself. No more hiding who I am, and no more letting chances pass me by. Those promises are the perfect way to ruin my life all over again. Dallas, why not? He's the kind and muscled mechanic who has a little free library in his yard and a primal kink. June Moore. She's the tattooed pink-haired florist who's tougher than nails and sweeter than a rose. Can't see it. Running off to Why Not for an artist residency is exactly what I need. What I don't need is to start a new relationship with one person, let alone 2. With that in mind, the 3 of us strike a deal I can't resist. 6 weeks of hot, kinky, spicy time, no attachments, no feelings, just friends with benefits, which would be perfect if I wasn't already falling for them both.
one thing I love in books, and maybe this is just a little, fruity side of me, but I love when there's an FFM romance. I don't read them very often, but one of my favorite books in my entire reading category is Madam by Sarah Kate, and that was just, it was just top tier. And maybe that's just because I'm a little fruity, but the scenes were just, so I hope the scenes in this book are just as well. But I'm gonna get reading and we're gonna have a blast. Oh, I love the fact that she met the girl first. I wonder if the guy and the girl are already boyfriend and girlfriend and they're just looking for a third. Very, very quiet because majority of my family is still asleep, but I read up to chapter, I forget which chapter it was, but I read 22% of this last night, and then I just read up to 29%. I'm on chapter 11, which isn't bad. I'm liking the story so far. I definitely like that each of the characters kind of fit each other in a way, and their storylines intertwine. I like how the tension is building up. I like how each character has their own individuality, but they're still similar in a way. I'm back home. I went book shopping. Yeah, I know. Don't judge me. Mind your business. But before I show you the books that I bought, I don't know how far I am. I'm on chapter 21 of Caught Up. I'm on chapter 10 of People We Meet on Vacation. And I am 45% into Thornkiss, and it's cute. She numbing. I'll tell you that. She's in there like... I was on the train and I was reading it, and then some older lady sat next to me, and I was like, okay, it's time to close. Let me show you guys what I ended up buying. I found this cute little plush. It says, I like my books extra spicy, and it says enemies to lovers, which is one of my favorite tropes. And it's just so cute. Is it not? Like, look at how little and purple and cute. And then I ended up getting 3 books. I know, a problem, right? I got Rook and Rebel by Kate Crew, or Katie Crew. I believe it's Kate. Kate Crew. This follows Reagan and Rook. It says a dark revenge romance with tattooed bikers, hilarious banter, high speeds, and high heat. I don't know, something about it just called to me. Look at the cover, like the artwork on the inside. I think it's super cute. I don't know, something just gave like the vibes, you know? Then I got this book by Hannah Harp. It's called Haunting the Hunter. It says a devoted hunter sworn to destroy a demonic cult. His sister, gifted with magic she can't control, the demon she summoned, and you, the reader. So at first I was reading the synopsis down here and I was like, oh, this sounds really interesting, blah, blah, blah. I opened the book and I'm flipping pages, right? And it says the menu, trigger warnings. It says, this is a fourth wall breaking story where you, my darling, are the love interest. I closed this book and was like, I'm buying it. Don't care. I don't give a flying fluff. I don't care what the synopsis is. I love that preference. I've never read a book where technically I'm the main female character, and it's giving everything that it needs to give. So I got it. And then the last book that I got is Picking Daisies on Sundays. By Liana Sincotti. I hope that's how you pronounce her last name. Honestly, one of my favorite booktubers recommended this book, and I was waiting for it to be sold in stores instead of me just buying it off of Amazon. And I was waiting to like see if I found it anywhere in stores, and I'm excited. It says she had always longed for love until she fell for her childhood best friend. Ooh, so apparently they're like fake dating in here. It's a romance book, but it's very wholesome, so I'm excited to read this. But yeah, those are the 3 books that I got and the little plushie. I am gonna get super, super comfortable, and then we are going to read some more. Top tier. I'm telling you, top tier. And I love the fact that the first scene, the first like ooh ah ah scene, like the first spicy scene was a girl on girl action. Anyway. by Cleo Evans, and I wrapped it up and I finished it. I rated it a 4 stars. Spice was like a 3. I loved how each character had character development over time, and I loved how each character had their own individuality, but they were all similar or had similarities at the same time. I liked that I was rooting for these people the entire time. The whole book I was like, yes, like, go, like, y'all can make it, y'all can become a couple. And I like that. I think that sometimes when I read romance books, the couple seems so out of whack for me that I'm like, these people, if they were real, they would never be together. Or they wouldn't last very long, at least. But I enjoyed it. I really, really loved the book. I am happy that I got to finish it and I got to, enjoy it. There are some times where I read arcs and they're not that good, if I'm going to be honest. But I enjoyed it. We are going to be reading Caught Up by Liz Tomforty today. Have officially finished Caught Up by Liz Tomforty. I rated this a 4 stars. I'm going to be honest, it could have been a 5 stars, but I kind of got a little bored with it after a while. I understand the concept of a female main character being like young, wild, and free, and her detachment to life. I get it, but it was kind of like really annoying in this book in a way. I adored the ending, I will be honest. But yeah, I don't think it'd be more than a 4, maybe a 4.5. Yeah, but I really did love this book, and I am happy that I got that off of my physical TBR because it has been sitting there for way too long, if I'm gonna be honest. But I think that I'm gonna end this video here. I know that I was technically reading 3 books, but I really wasn't reading People We Meet on Vacation in this video. I was just giving you guys a little bit of an update because of last week's video. But yeah, I'm gonna end it here and I will see you guys next week. Bye!